Alright, we're just doing some follow-up from the ladder test the other day. I've got 6 different powder charges, target at 800 yards. It is a little windy today. I've got 2.5 minutes dialed left, and I got a couple siders down there. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot these and see what we get. This is my first time using the new lab radar firmware and the new app. Also the tripod here, it's mounted about in the same spot. It sets up about 2 to 3 inches higher, but my velocities are quite a bit faster than the last time I shot this. I would say probably about 50 foot per second faster. So I don't know if that is from the lab radar or if it's actually faster. It's colder today, so it should be slower actually. Matter of fact, I got my truck running because it's 10 degrees and I'm not a big cold weather fan. Got to make sure I keep my hands warm to shoot this. But we're gonna go ahead and mark those 3, and then we're gonna move up. That, I guess for the record, that was 62.0 grains of 4350, H4350. Same seeding depth with the Bergers that we've been using most of this time at 2.455 to the ogive with my tools. But we'll go ahead and mark that and continue. Alright, we got it marked. Those 3 were, I didn't measure them, but they were probably about 2.5 inches of, it was vertical, but I'll take it. Like I've said before, the wind is actually coming from probably by 10:30, and what happens is it swirls down over the hill and it actually induces vertical. That's really why I don't like doing load development at this spot, but I don't think it's bad enough to move it more than maybe a quarter minute or so at the worst end on the conditions that we've got today. So I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, but it is a consideration. Okay, let's go mark those. Okay, that one, 2 of them were right in line with the 62.0s, and then the other one was a little bit higher. Total group size, probably right at a half minute. I'm still liking what I'm seeing, but we're gonna go and shoot. This is 62.4 grains. Okay, we're getting really good ES, and it's not changing a whole lot. I don't believe the velocities. I don't know if the firmware update changed how it reads. I don't know. I don't know if that thing sitting up higher is making it read differently. But I don't trust them. They're 50 foot per second higher than they have been, and that number is very consistent with the other setup. I may have to, the next time I come out here when it's warmer, check that with this setup and check it with the other setup. But we're gonna go mark that and continue. All right, we got the target marked. The wind is starting to swirl up there, which is, I think I've said, I've lost track of how many times I've actually said it. But we're going to go ahead and continue to shoot. This new lab radar app is going to take some getting used to. I don't really know how I feel about it yet. There's definitely some improvements, but I think in a couple ways they maybe step backwards. Definitely quicker. That is for sure. And now it won't create a new series. I don't even know what it's doing right now. It's definitely just as flaky as it used to be. It's pretty frustrating. Still missing shots as usual. I cannot wait until we get some competition. Alright, we got that marked. Still doing pretty good. We're starting to get, it's starting to switch to a more of a 9 o'clock wind as opposed to a 10:30, so I'm starting to get some horizontal. I can actually see it in the mirage too, and the mirage is picking up. Okay, that was 64.0. Average velocity of 2871. That's about 30 foot per second faster than before. So again, I don't know if I believe it. We'll go ahead and mark the target, and we got 3 more to shoot. Alright, 64.2. We are starting to get some horizontal in the groups. I'm probably going to pick the best 2 and reshoot them on a different day. Yeah, I don't believe those velocities. It's missing shots. It's so frustrating. We'll go down to the target. We'll talk about it. The mirage picked up. The wind picked up. It switched from 10:30 to 9. Ultimately, what I'm going to do is probably pick the best two, most like so they're about 100 foot per second apart, and we'll shoot them on a different day just to confirm. I am liking this combo better than the reloader powder, so that's a plus. I'm probably going to run one of those two down there with H4350, but we'll go take a look at the target and talk about it. Alright, so here's what we got today. The shooting conditions were definitely less than perfect, but the 62 grains was right at 3 inches tall. I like it is on the bottom of that node. It looks like it was more in the center of the node during the ladder test, but I think I'm going to reshoot the 62, and then over here in the upper, roughly 100 foot per second faster, probably 63.8, and that was fairly flat the last time I shot it, but that group's about 4 inches tall. The wind did switch from 10:30 to about 9 o'clock, but those are the two groups I'm going to focus on, and then we're going to pick the more accurate one, and then we'll have to figure out what's going on with the velocity with that lab radar. Those have been pretty consistent. The 64 were roughly 28.45, and the 62 was roughly 27.30, and today was quite a bit higher, 50 foot per second higher. So I don't believe the lab radar today. I don't know if it's because it's on the tripod. I've shot that thing in so many different positions, both with that quad pod and sitting on that flat rest. I don't believe it has to do with the location. I'm guessing something changed with the firmware update. I don't know, but it's not really explainable. But that's what we've got. I definitely like this combo better than the reloader powders. It seems to be more tolerant to how long you shoot it, and the vertical seems to be better consistently. Like I said, today was not great conditions, but I think that I like the combo better.